All right. Shalom, y'all. Shalom, shalom, shalom. It's Michael Israel. You are watching Spiritual Combat. And as you can tell by the title of the show, I would say this has been a show long in the waiting and making. But what we're going to be talking about is one food or one type of food in particular that you can cut out. Whoops. I'm trying to get my mic set up here too. Like I said, eventually we will have a spiritual combat studio where the where the live stream quality is a lot better. But in the meantime, you're gonna have to endure. But as you can tell by the title of today's show, we are talking about a food. Uh, hold on. Okay, I'll just check doing a quick audio check. But what we're talking about today is, and you know, when I come on here, I don't be BSing. But there's one I would say family of food that you can cut out to heal your body and to accelerate weight loss to a great degree. Okay. And we're going to go into that. Some of y'all, I'm sure, know what it is. I am definitely open to any questions, comments at any point uh, concerning this topic. But losing weight is not hard. It's not super difficult. It's actually pretty straightforward. Um, and it's literally this one food group that you cut it out and the weight just melts off. And literally the most difficult part is finding alternatives and substitutes for uh, what this food is going to remove, and what that family of food is. And not, you don't have to totally cut it out. I wouldn't say totally cut it out, but greatly reduce your consumption of it. And the name of that food is the grass foods, otherwise known, more popularly known as grains. Okay, your grains. And it's amazing because a lot of people they don't realize their level of grain consumption. Some of the obvious grains are going to be your wheat, your another obvious grain. You got your wheat, you got your corn, rice, sugar cane. All these are grasses, and they wreak havoc in your body in a multitude of ways. What I'm gonna do in this video is just kind of bring out some of the more um, some of the more destructive ways and and that we see in society, where grains are just wreaking havoc on people, and a lot of people have no idea what's going on, like why they can't keep the weight off, why they're having health issues, why they're having cardiovascular diseases. They just aren't making the connection. And why aren't they making the connection? Because the so-called medical establishment out there, they literally, it's a win-win for them. If they push grains, you're going to keep them well employed. Okay, you're going to keep the pharmaceutical companies well employed as long as you keep, as long as you up your level of grain consumption. Um, so we're going to go into that, and you know, and then we're going to also talk about protein a little bit, and the proteins in grain, and why they're so destructive. So that's what we're going to be talking about. You are absolutely encouraged to put in any questions, comments, concerns. I'll definitely elaborate on it. But let's get into it. So basically, um, your grains, especially the grains today, the grains that have come out in the late '90s and in the 2000s are brutal. There's a They directly coincide with the increase in heart diseases and cardiovascular diseases and autoimmune diseases and obesity. When you look at the increase in these issues, there's a direct correlation with the increase of hybridized grasses or grains. Um, what they what I showed in the other show that I did about this, so you go look up my last Hebrew Health series on, I think, wheat or something like that. I really went in. I'll go in a little more. I'll go in some about it, but I really went in on how destructive these grains are and what they do. And you people ask, so what, Michael? Why are grains or grasses? Because that's what they are. They're in the grass family. Corn is a grass. Wheat is a grass. Um, Sugar cane that we get sugar from is a grass. What's the other one? Rice is a grass. You name it. Why are these so detrimental? Why are they so bad? Um, One of the things that uh, these grasses do, particularly sugar and wheat, even more so, is they spike your blood sugar. Wheat actually spikes your blood sugar worse than sugar. Okay, believe it or not, you can go look that up. But yeah, it actually spikes your blood sugar worse uh, than sugar does. Table sugar does. Um, and what happens? So what will happen? You'll consume some wheat. You'll consume these grains, any of them. But I just told you the ones that spike your blood sugar the most. But they contain a lot of sugar, and they get released into your bloodstream quickly. Your body breaks these sugars down, and they go into your circulatory system quicker than um, fructose or the sugar that is in fruit. They just flood into there, and because they go into your blood so quick, once your blood sugar reaches a certain level, your liver has to take those sugars and convert them into fat, into something it could store. So this is why when I see somebody who's overweight, I already know that they're consuming a lot of grain. Um, Me and Sister Koya and the family, we went for a walk this morning, and she was, you know, and we do this rarely because I'm gonna tell you, I am slim. If you see me lately, I am. You see how slim I am? I'm pretty slim, but I don't work out, and I sit around a lot because of the nature of what I'm doing now. I'm running it. We have a business we run, and it it fell on me. Hey, I got to do a lot of the paperwork and stuff like that. So I'm not very active. I do a little walking or whatever, but for all intents and purposes, I know people who go to the gym on a regular basis and they're still overweight. They still have a bunch of fat on them. And that's because if you show me anyone who is overweight, I'm going to show you someone who consumes a lot of the grasses or the grains. Period. You will not have to wrestle with weight if you reduce your consumption of grains. Okay? Let me see what y'all saying in there. See y'all have some kind. Okay, so all right. So somebody said, "What about whole grain wheat? Whole grain wheat is a grain. It's a hustle. I'm telling you, it's a hustle. They've pulled the wool over our eyes. But whole grain wheat is a grain, and it is very unhealthy. It's very destructive on the body. And I'm gonna go all the way into it. And like I said, for starters, whole grain wheat, and that's all the grains for that matter, again, spike blood sugar. Okay. Um, so what'll happen, you'll eat them, you'll get a spike, and then it'll drop off. You know what I'm saying? The other thing about these grains, and particularly, like I said, the worst two are going to be your wheat. Wheat is number one. And then number two, a close second, is going to be your sugar. And then, and I'm talking about especially the modern day wheat, because they still have strains of ancient wheat and strains of uh, non-dwarf wheat, the wheat that we kind of know that grows tall. The modern day wheat will grow about 18 inches and sprout because they done manipulated it, and that adds to these the mutated proteins that are in it because they've crossbred this wheat so much. And they do the same with the corn and all the grains. Why? That paper. They trying to make that paper, man. They trying to grow that stuff as quick as possible. They make the roots. They've bred that wheat so that the roots go deeper into the ground because they've over farmed the soil out there. You know, it's a mess. It's a mess. So going deeper into the wheat thing, I keep talking about these proteins. The protein, your body cannot break down the proteins that are in these grains. It can't break them down. So what happens is your body passes them through, but some of those proteins, I think is wheat germ or agglutinin or gliadin. I forget which protein it is, but there's a protein in these grains and wheat that what it does is when it gets in contact with the wall, excuse me, of your digestive system, and and for those um, people, those people who anatomy and physiology people who know all the terms, I'm making it simple for my audience. So, but what happens is the proteins in these wheats, when it contacts your digestive system wall, it sends it a signal and tells it to loosen up so that it can get through. So literally, at the more it is wheat, these wheats and these grains you consume, it loosens up your bowel wall, and foreign stuff is able to seep in to your into your body through your bowel wall because of these foreign proteins that we consume in large amounts. And when those foreign proteins get in your body, they're moving through your body. Now they're in your system. And gliadin, the protein gliadin, it makes it through your bowel wall, gets in your system, and it binds to the opioid receptor in your brain. The receptor that can cause you to be addicted and be addicted to things. It binds to it. And what it does is increases your appetite, and it makes you have cravings, more food cravings for grains and stuff like that. Okay. Among other things. The it these foreign proteins can wreak havoc on your nervous system. A lot of doctors out there, like William Davidson, I've gotten a lot of information from Dr. William Davidson. He wrote that book, Grain Brain. Um, a lot of uh, a lot of proteins, um, or a lot of these proteins wreak havoc on your nervous system, to the point where a lot of these doctors that are aware of this, what they call sugar and wheat, they literally call it a neurotoxin. It's a toxin to your neurological system. And I could tell you, leading up to now, one of the reasons why I'm on this journey of studying health and herbs and all that stuff, because I couldn't figure out why from time to time it almost feel like I was having a seizure. Like it my speech would be slurred. I wouldn't be able to move my fingers correctly. And I knew it was something I was eating, but I couldn't narrow down what the hell it was I was eating. Because I'd eliminate this, I'd eliminate that. I would cut this out, I cut that out. They said it's the wheat, so I cut the wheat out. But it still kept coming. And I was like, what the hell is this? And it wasn't until I cut all the grasses out, all grains, I cut them all out of my diet completely. And to date, I've never had that happen again. And then when I went back, when I went back and consumed the grains again, lo and behold, the problem would pop right back up again. And I was like, wow, this isn't what I'm sitting here telling you isn't something I read in a book that sounds good, sounds like it makes sense. It's something I've done. Um, I always tell the story. I used to play basketball uh, 5 to 6 times a week, and lift weights at the gym. Um, and never during that time did I ever lose my little pot belly or slim down. The weight was always there. Now I don't do anything. I don't do any. I rarely, I'll say rarely. So I'll be honest. I rarely do an extracurricular activity. Um, and but you see what I look like. Um, somebody asked. So let me somebody let me address the question that sister asked. She said, "What's a good replacement for oatmeal?" Um, hmm. I'll tell you, because we're gonna now. These are Sister Koya questions because, like I said, um, when I did that last video I did, uh, Sister Koya understood it, but not totally. So later on, we talked about it more, and it clicked to her, and I knew that that was a monumental moment there because um, once it registers with her, I know that I don't have to worry about it no more. She's gonna get out there and put in the work and use her creativity and come up with amazing replacements. So we don't eat a lot of oatmeal, but I tell you some of the replacements that we have found. Like one thing she found recently at Costco was this cauliflower bread, and it's like totally healthy, zero grain in it. And I was like, okay, shoot, I could use this for my Beyond Burgers or for my hamburgers. I could use this for sandwiches. I could use this for um, what else could I use that for? So I could use it for pancakes. That's what we're having this morning. That's what that Sister Leah's in there making them as pancake. Like it's gonna be my everything. You know what I'm saying? So there's always something. Another thing Sister Koya found was chickpea rice. Had that yesterday. Amazing. You know what I'm saying? Uh, the sisters use chickpeas for a lot of stuff. I'm gonna have to do a show with the sisters on here, or do a show with Koya, so she can go in. That'll probably be the next show because it's very needed with a lot of the replacements that she's come uses. I'm gonna tell you something else though. Once you cut these grains out, you you don't get as hungry. You like we don't on first days we really don't even eat breakfast. We don't eat anything till about maybe 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Um, Throughout the week, I have like in the morning, I have a smoothie or fruit for breakfast. No heavy breakfasts. Again, when that gliadin, when that gliadin protein, once you get that out of your system and it stops binding to that opioid receptor, your cravings go down, among a lot of other things. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to get a brother on here real quick to give a testimony. Let me see if I get him on the phone. I'm gonna see if I get him to come on the show. Might not be able to because it's last minute, but I'm gonna definitely see. I get him to come on the speakerphone maybe, and he can give his testimony. I know it's last minute, so let me see what I can do here. And I actually have multiple people who, hey, what's going on? Oh, no, hey, I want, you want to come on the show and give your testimony? What you in the middle of doing something? You want to do it over the speakerphone, or are you busy? Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do it later this week. That'll work. Okay, that's what's up. Well, not all right. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Okay, sound good. All right, shalom. All right, so he's gonna actually come on the show later this week. He lives right by it, so it's all good. But he has an amazing testimony about the stuff that changed because he was what we call grain brain. He was really hitting these grains hard, um, and he cut them all out, and a lot of his symptoms, his energy level, a lot of stuff changed and went better. And then he went back and ate some again to see what happened, and all the shit came back. So he confirmed, yeah, that stuff is the real deal. So like I said, we're not on here talking about stuff that not only do we have evidence, but we've experienced ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. But yeah, so you might want to look up chickpea oatmeal or grain-free oatmeal or something like that. That's what we do. That's what I think Koya does. She was actually telling me this morning when we were on our walk that sometimes she likes to just go to the shopping store and just kind of browse around and see what types of options there are, grain-free options, stuff like that. Um, and what it comes down to, y'all, even to a tighter level, is proteins. Okay, what proteins are you know blocks of amino acids put together in different combinations or whatever. And what happens is when you consume these, what your body has to do is disassemble them, break them down into their little individual components, and then reassemble them back to what it needs them to be. And in order to break them down, your body has to form and use a lot of acid to do it. So if you're on some type of high protein diet and you're bringing in a lot of protein, your body will become very acidic. This is why a lot of people, people do. There's a diet called the keto diet, where it's called the ketogenic diet. And basically, what you do is you eliminate carbs. That's good, but you replace it with a very high protein diet. And what it does, it forms acid in your body. And what they're beginning to find, and it's getting ready to come out mainstream, is the people who are on these keto diets. You're on the keto diet for a while, and then your body begins to become backed up with acids, and you begin to get joint pain and muscle stiffness and all these other issues, a clogged up lymphatic system. Once your body's lymphatic system, otherwise known as your body's sewage system, gets backed up, then you begin to get when it'll back up in a particular area, and it'll begin to become dry and dehydrated, and then what that ends up becoming are tumors or fibroids, or when that builds up in the wall of your arteries, it becomes high blood pressure. Or when it builds up around your heart, when the wall of your heart, because your heart is made up of, it has a wall. Yeah, just get with Shannon on that. Make sure you got the right thing. Yeah, let me see that PVC pipe too. When the wall of your heart becomes backed up and built up with backed up lymphatic fluid, then you have heart disease. This is how people get heart attacks, because the wall of their tissue becomes filled up with what do you call it? With inflammation. You're taking in, and it's like a 1-2 punch. You're eating all these grasses. If you look at the food pyramid, at the bottom of that pyramid, somebody put in the comments on that food pyramid how they tell you to eat here in Babylon. What do they have at the bottom of that food pyramid as the base, as the foundation that you need to eat the most of? Somebody tell me. Hey, how many of those caps did you get? 4? Okay. All right. Yeah, you just set it there on the floor. And get with Shannon to make sure that spring compressor is gonna work. So, but yeah, so that's how these diseases come about. And like I said, the number one component of these diseases is going to be no. Edward said meats. Nope, you're wrong. You're wrong. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna pull the food pyramid up for you to show you. Just to show you, I'm gonna put it up here on screen for you so you could see. All right. Let's see. We're gonna get this food pyramid here. I'm gonna try to. Somebody might get it before I get the food pyramid up there. Come on. I'll just open it in a new tab. There we go. All right. Now let me come back to y'all. Let me see if somebody put it. Yep. Teresa put it up there. She said grains is the biggest category. Good job. Teresa. All right. So let me check this out. Share. See this tab. Yep. There it is. Okay. So there it is on the screen. Okay, cool. I'm glad I see how to switch. So as you can see on that tab, grains are the biggest food group. And let's read what it says about the grains on there. It says daily exercise, weight loss. They tried to change it a little. Oh, they switched this one up. Let me go to the original food pyramid. Let me. Somebody try to manipulate that one. And I know Obama came out with a new one where it's a plate. It's like a healthy eating plate. But let me see. Okay, here go the food pyramid I was brought up on. Or brought up on. Let's see. Copy. All right. So let's. All right. Y'all bear with me. I'm glad y'all being patient. Few tabs. Man, I know. Taking all day. Share. All right, there it is. Okay, so this is the one that most of us are familiar with, and you see it has grains as the main thing, and there's actually one where it says have it like I want to say 7 to 8 servings. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure, but that's the main one. Okay. Um, okay. So the it's those grains, and like I said, it when you look at the effect they have on the body, the effect they have on the cardiovascular system, how the effect they have when it comes to cardiovascular disease, to autoimmune disease, all that stuff like that. And then you look at the amount of money that big pharma makes and the medical establishment makes. You can't help but arrive at the conclusion that that stuff is planned. You know what I'm saying? And then if you see what I've seen, after learning this and working with brothers and sisters to heal, and just how brothers and sisters are able to heal up just by making these dietary changes. What we do, we throw some herbs at them to accelerate it. Let's go back to the proteins that are in these grains, and just these high protein diets and the effect, the havoc they reap on the kidneys. They literally damage the kidneys. They it's like they tear them and cause kidney damage, and then the kidneys become inflamed, and inflamed is your body sending the kidneys become acidic and inflamed, and your body has to send uh, fluids and stuff like that there in order to cool down the kidneys, because the kidneys are damaged and everything like that, in order to heal the damage. And when you got damage on your skin, it scabs over and becomes disordered. Well, this happens inside your kidneys, and it causes them to not function like they need to. And then you're not filtering out waste like you need to. And then your body's sewage system, which the kidneys are the filter and the drain to your body's sewage system. So your body's sewage system, the lymphatic system, becomes backed up. And then that's when you get these itises and um, these oids, fibroids, and these itises. I got this itis and that itis, and this disease and this disease. And all it is simple. It's a backed up system. And it's like people will go to the gym, work out, and come home and take a shower. People will go work on cars, work out in the field, do some good work that's good for their body, and come home, take a shower, and wash off. But nobody ever cleans the inside of their body. I'm putting people on 30-day fruit cleanses. To what? To clean the inside of their body. I'm telling people, hey, you know, like me, man, some of these chemicals I work with out here, you don't even want them on your skin. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with these chemicals you take inside your body. You got to not have them on your skin all the time. We got in the aircraft maintenance industry, and even working on these cars, we have stuff like brake parts cleaner, PB blaster, carb cleaner, RTV, oils, transmission fluids, radiator fluid, all this stuff. And if it's going to be on your skin all the time, you're going to eventually develop, what do they call it? Cancer. What's cancer? It just means all it is your body not being able to detoxify itself. When you see these cancers and people with tumors, I'm gonna tell you what it is. What it is their body's sewage system has become backed up. Their kidneys are probably shut down, so their sewage system isn't able to drain. They're putting their sewage system under too much work, and their system isn't able to drain properly, so it becomes backed up. And as it becomes backed up, in order to try to keep things moving, it will store stuff in your fat or somewhere in your body, and it will build up into a mass that they will call a tumor. And then what happens is, because it's not getting hydrated, there's no flow there, it will begin to dry out and become hard and all that, and it could turn into something that's literally crystallized. It's crystallized, dried out, dehydrated body waste. And it's due to these diets, this stuff that we're consuming. So, yeah, that's the real talk about this thing. So, a lot of times you'll see, man, if somebody gets real sick, somebody put it in the comments for me. When you get real sick, what does your body tell you not to do? What do you not want to do anymore? When you get real sick, I'm going to wait. Somebody put it in the comments. What does your body not want you to do? Hey, hold on, Shane. Let me look at that before. Is it on there good? Okay. Make sure you have it, so if it pops off, it's pointed in safe directions. Not towards your head. Exactly, brother. Exactly, sister. I'll put up the answers. Donna said it first. Eat. your your body automatically knows to put you on a fast. Shalom, shalom, Mother Lillian. Good to see you in there. Your body automatically knows to put you on a fast when it becomes sick to a certain level. Okay, you lose your appetite because your body knows that the bulk of its energy goes to digesting food, and it knows that, hey, if you're not eating, it could allocate all that extra energy to regenerating itself, to healing itself, to getting things going. That's why what we do here is not we we actually go a step above. We give you a food that is like a detergent to the body. That's how watermelon is. That's how grapes are. That's how oranges are. You know what I'm saying? And different fruits have an affinity to different areas of the body a lot of times. For instance, oranges are more going to help the neurological system. You know what I'm saying? Um, Watermelons are going to really hit that lymphatic system and get things moving on that level. I think watermelons are going to be good for the kidneys too. Grapes are astringent. They're really going to squeeze things out and get waste out of your cells and all that stuff like that. So different foods of different quality. And we put, like I said, I when I'm dealing with brothers, I tell them, hey, you should go on a mono fast. So you eat nothing but grapes for the next 30 days or something, or for the next 3 days or whatever. Some people who are highly addicted to foods, I say increase your intake of grapes, or fruits greatly. You know what I'm saying? I tell man, eat cause me, when I went to work the other day, I grabbed a bag of oranges. You know what I'm saying? It was so that day I ate 7 oranges. And then when I came home for dinner, I had the alkaline meal that Sister Koya and Sister Aaliyah cooked. You know what I'm saying? Um, so, and when you're eating like that, the weight's just gonna come off. I'm detoxing too, but I'm doing a slow, consistent detox. But when people come to me and they're struggling with ailments and they have issues, I put them on aggressive, hey, nothing but fruit. Some people, I'll tell them, look, just consume smoothies. And some people just juice your fruit and consume. And speaking of juice, don't ever, one of the worst things you could be drinking is the store-bought orange juice, store-bought apple juice. Any of those store-bought juices are the worst. They it's like drinking a soda. Like, they're terrible. They add so much sugar to that thing. It's a disastrous mess. Okay? So yeah. Um but So when you do this, so you're going through something, you got something going on, you switch to the fruits. What I switch people to the fruits immediately. I don't send them my herbs because I got to get them cleansing. So what I'll do, the herbal formula I will send is the kidney kickstarter, because every time somebody comes to me with anything, the first thing I have them, there's a test that I have them do. Very simple test. I have them urinate into a jar and just see if their kidneys are filtering. And I tell them how to do that. And almost 100% of the time, the kidneys are shut down. It don't matter whether it's a tumor or it's heart disease or is this or is that, or I have this all the time or this, whatever. It's all, the kidneys are always shut down. And once I see that their kidneys are shut down, so their body is not filtering out waste, once I see that, then I immediately know that they're backed up lymphatically, and the first indication they got of that was this itis or this disease or this whatever it is that they has manifested and gotten their attention. Let me tell y'all something, interesting fact, an interesting piece of information that you also need to know. This is how you know how, what. This is more confirmation that you're on the right path or you're not. You see a lot of people when they go on these diets, they lose the weight. And what you see after they lose the weight is their skin is drooping all over the place and all that. That means they didn't lose that weight in a healthy way. When you lose the weight with fruit and on a proper diet, your skin shrinks back to its regular size. You don't have all this skin that you're going to get cut off and, I don't know, make a leather coat out of, some boots out of or something. You know what I'm saying? So that's just more confirmation. That's because when you're consuming, when you're on some of these high, like for instance, let's take the keto diet, and you're on that diet, and it's a very acidic diet, and you're on this diet, what that diet does is it is very acidic, and one of the ways your body neutralizes acids is it uses calcium, and calcium is what keeps your skin tight, your bones rigid, your titties from sagging, you name it. You know what I'm saying? It's calcium. It keeps shit wired tight. You know what I'm saying? But when your body's pulling calcium from everything to neutralize acid, shit starts sagging. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So that's real talk there. Let me see. What else? Let me know if y'all got any questions, because I'm sure I missed a bunch of stuff. Y'all put them in there if y'all got questions. I'll definitely give you answers, or give it a damn good effort. How long I've been on it? I'm not even sure. But so yeah, that's it's spinning. Oh, you putting it back on? Okay. Is it but it is compressing the spring. Okay. Yeah, let me look at it before you pull off that nut. Let's see. Do you have a book on all this information? No, I don't. I need to. I'm gonna probably write one here soon, like some type of PDF book or something, because it's not very complicated. It's not. Now the only way I learn, I gotta learn everything in and out. So I went and I studied anatomy and physiology and herbs and took herbal courses and all this stuff, and I went in deep on the thing. But no books that I'd recommend. And Pastor, because about a year or so ago, you know, because Yaki was teaching about all this, but then he kind of went off on all that stuff he went into about the Bible not being truthful. So he kind of went off in another direction. He started mixing that in with his herbal stuff. And it's like, you can't follow all that. So I talked to Pastor. He said, Mike, learn it so we can, you know, hopefully implement it straight way. So I've just been studying this for the past couple years. But I'm boiling down. It's very simple. If you what it comes down to is fruit cleans the body, it hydrates the body, it provides nutrients to the body, and it's like a detergent to the body. And these other foods can clog the body up. If your ratio, if you're consuming more dirty burning foods, We'll say it like that. If you're consuming more foods that burn dirty than foods that burn clean, you're going to begin to clog up. But when you change your ratios, and for a while it's going to need to be like this, where you're running on, you're consuming this much fruit, and I'm talking about the hydrating fruits that I named, and you're consuming this much of the dirty stuff, then your body's going to begin to regenerate itself and heal. And you're going to see that when Brother Ralph comes on. Now, one thing I studied was that that I read was that book Grain. There's a book Wheat Belly and then Grain Brain. That's going to tell you a lot of stuff I've been telling you about the grains, and he's particularly about wheat, but it's a half truth because they don't have the whole thing down. The stuff I study, I study a lot of these herbalist stuff, but see, the problem is they mix in a lot of their esoteric gobbledygook bullcrap. So you gotta get through a lot of that stuff in order to get this stuff. And now I'm at a point where I don't even need to study all that stuff like that. But they always mix a lot of other crap in there with it when it's really not that complicated. And that's why I think they mix all their extra esoteric, new age beliefs into it, because this is simple. It's very simple. Basically, I'm just explaining everything, but the long and the short of it is just eat more fruit and cut out these things. Is turkey bacon bad in any way? Turkey bacon ain't gonna going on a turkey bacon fast is not going to shrink tumors, okay? But I'm getting ready to eat some turkey bacon this morning, and it's gonna be good, So yeah, but I mean, it's not the food that's gonna regenerate and cleanse your body. It's not. You're not gonna start eating turkey bacon when you come down with the flu or something. You come down with the flu or something, I'm gonna tell you, hey, eat nothing but watermelon, and take my antiviral tincture, and it's gonna bang a flu. You're gonna be like, flu what? Flu, huh? You know what I'm saying? Virus what? Virus, huh? It's a joke, Once I got this thing down with this antiviral tincture and with this diet, like nobody be sick here anymore. If they are, it's 24 hours. We don't have people down for 5 days and all that. Now, so far, something might come and be like, hey, don't get too prideful, but that's how it's been the last year or so. Okay, somebody said, okay, awesome. I think I missed. Yeah, that's right, y'all. Keep putting them comments in the questions in there. That's good. I look like I missed some stuff. You only got one on there, Shannon? Oh, okay. All right, so let's see. I said, somebody said, I just started intermittent fasting for good health and bloating. Any wisdom or insight? My recommendation is what I do. I did intermittent fasting, and I do intermittent fasting when it's not convenient. Like when we're out on a job and we working, we just don't eat. Now, brother Shannon and them and the brothers were out on a job at a warehouse. I wasn't on this one. They were working at a warehouse doing, installing cameras and stuff. And later on, the owner called me. He's like, man, yo, your guys get after it. He was like, one of the women who worked there were like, hey, She's like, those guys didn't eat anything. They didn't even take a break. They're like, they just worked from the time they got there to the time they left. And she was like, she was blown away. Yeah, like here at Straightway, Florida, food is not an idol here in any way, shape, or form. Don't get it twisted. We eat good, but we don't make a god of food. Like we're not eating 3 meals a day every day and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time, like breakfast and lunch, majority of time here is fruit, and then dinner we eat good, but it's healthy good. And again, I'm gonna have to get Koya Israel on the show because I know a lot of people want to know these alternatives. And Koya literally to Koya, she I literally got to tell her, hey, people don't gotta know this because this is her reality. So to her, it don't seem like a big deal to her, and like this is what they do. Like her and Sister Leah, they make these meals and they're completely alkaline, grain free, healthy, but they taste like that. Koya made chili, tastes totally like chili, but it's totally alkaline and stuff like that. But they good like that. So I'm gonna get her on here to give y'all recipes, food ideas, substitutes, and all that. Cause, like I said, that's their ballpark. All right. Let's see, health. So okay, so she said, so let me answer. So any any wisdom or insight on that? What I recommend, sis, is what you do is just slowly wean yourself into a healthy diet. You slowly fade. Like if you're eating 3 big meals a day, just slowly phase them out slowly. Like what I did initially was you could eat a bowl of grapes before you eat your dinner, and then you're gonna eat way less dinner. Um, you could eat or start or have fruit with your dinner. You know what I'm saying? So that you're eating less of the food that's gonna clog you up, and you're eating more of the food that's gonna unclog you. And you just slowly get to the point. Ideally, I would like to get to the point where, yeah, I don't even eat. I could go for long periods and not even eating cooked food, and we're just eating fruit. Because when we get on our land, I want to be able to live off the land if we need to. I want to be able to go in the forest and live in the forest if I need to. If I gotta, you know, truly live off the land and live off what we grow and what the land is able to produce and stuff like that. Um, so yeah. But that anyway, that's my recommendation, sis. That's my wisdom on just slowly because once you bring it into a habit and you're consistently, not intermittently, but you're consistently like me. I know breakfast is either gonna be nothing because like I'm here at the house, so I didn't eat anything because I know I get something anytime I want. But it's either gonna be nothing or it's gonna be a smoothie or fruit. I know lunch is probably gonna be fruit or a smoothie. You see what I'm saying? And once you get in the consistency of that, now your healing and your weight loss is on autopilot. You ain't gotta do nothing now. You don't even gotta go work out. You just literally focus on that diet and the weight's gonna melt off on its own. So that's a little bit of wisdom on that. I'm gonna talk on this more though. All right, somebody said, Shalom, brother. I have to go. Okay, yep, you can watch it later. All right. It's turkey bacon. We already answered that. Turkey bacon question. Let's see what else y'all got. Okay. Ooh. Somebody said I find peaches is great. Heck to the yeah. Man, I remember we went to Costco and their peaches were perfectly in season. And by the time I had got home, I had already ate like 5 of them. Like them things was on point. All right. Let's see. Somebody said any wisdom or okay, I already answered that. Okay, let's see. Somebody said, bless you and your household. Okay, thanks for the information. Shalom, Brother Michael and family from Alberta, Canada. Shalom to y'all. Shalom, Elder. Alternative change is great. Yep. Yeah, don't this it doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't have to be painful to eat in this manner. All right, somebody said yes, my energy levels have definitely increased. The less food I eat, the better I feel. Pretty much cut out sugar and very low carb. Thank you. Yep. Um so like for me particularly, see me, I'm a unique case. My situation isn't as simple as everybody else's, y'all. Like I already had neurological weakness, um, uh, genetically, I guess that was handed down. Um, I abused myself with alcohol while I was in the military. I really did a lot of damage in that respect. So um, yeah, that's my situation. So I have a lot of endocrine system issues that I'm recovering from, and I also abuse caffeine very bad. And caffeine is hell on your kidneys and your adrenal system. It is brutal. I have to do a whole show on that. I mean, and I did it real bad all the way up till recently, and I did a lot of damage that I'm slowly repairing. And like the type of damage I did adrenal wise to my adrenal system, and to my kidneys, man, it's taken years to repair because my energy still fluctuates and be jacked up. And I just, uh, I have a formula that I just put together that I've been working with. It's still in the research phase. I actually got to go redo it because it's look, I got a lot of research doing that, but I can feel myself healing and getting to where I need to get. But I'm a unique case because I got a lot of healing to do still with my endocrine system. And the endocrine system is your glandular system, your glands that control things in your body, you know. So I'm not as simple as some people who might have maybe a tumor or something, and it's just a thing of, hey, all you need to do, eat some fruit, take that kidney kickstart, continue eating the fruit, and you're gonna be good in a couple months or whatever. You know, my case is a little more complicated, of course. It would be, you know, it ain't no simple fix for me. Yeah, I watch other people get healed up. I was like, man, I wish it was that simple. All right, so here we go. It says, what's your opinion on dried fruit and nuts like cashews and almonds? Man, I eat that. Yeah, I eat that. It ain't terrible or nothing for you. You know, it's not gonna be horrible. I know if you eat too many cashews though, it can like it could if you eat too many cashews and you're not getting enough vitamin D, it could actually cause like your teeth to begin to because your body needs vitamin D and calcium. And I know eating too many cashews will cause tooth weakness. Your teeth will literally begin to chip and stuff like that. So I do know that. Um, and how do I know that? Because I was eating cashews to that degree. Like I was literally eating that all damn day. And then my teeth I began to have tooth issues, and I had to look it up. And it was like, yeah, the cashews are depleting your vitamin D and something else, and it caused my teeth to, yeah. So the only thing you can eat in abundance and not have major issues are like your fruits. You know, they'll actually heal your body. All right. Uh, you waiting on me, Shannon? All right. Yeah, I'll be over there in a sec. Let me get through these questions. Yep, caffeine is destructive. Somebody said, hello, brother Israel. This is Rich. I have lost a lot of weight already eating one meal a day, cut out all processed foods. Yep. Yep. You do one meal a day. See, the thing is, again, this is the unique thing with fruit and with natural foods, okay? Because you can do it with meat too. You can eat as much fruit as you want in any manner that you want, and there are going to be no adverse effects to your body. And fruit and meat too will trigger your sedentary switch. It triggers that switch that says, I can't eat another bite of this. Grains don't do that, especially wheat. It doesn't trigger your sedentary switch. So that's why you could just keep eating one cupcake after another, one donut after another. Just keep shoveling them down because they don't trigger your sedentary switch. Okay? Feel much better. Thank you, brothers, for supporting me. Hallelujah. Praise Yah. All praises to the Most High. All right. So anyway, y'all, look like I got to the end of y'all's questions. I appreciate all you brothers and sisters tuning in. I'll have more shows coming. Like I said, later this week, I'm gonna have a brother come on and he's gonna talk about his experience getting off these grains. And I mean, he he was on them hard too, because I used to cringe when I see him, like when we go out to eat somewhere or whatever. I'd be like, when I looked at what he was eating, and he had, man, there was stuff going on with him that I didn't even know could be caused by grain. So yeah. All right, let's see what got another question here. It says, Shalom, Brother Michael. What to eat that will strengthen teeth? Fruit. Yeah, consuming the fruit. So let me tell you what I do. I brush my teeth with bentonite clay and activated charcoal. Yeah, I've been doing that. Now, I actually had a tooth powder that actually had more herbs in it. Like I also like to put white oak bark in it because it's a puller. It'll, but I didn't have time. Y'all have no idea. Y'all gonna see soon how busy I've been, what I've been up to, very soon. But yeah, activated charcoal and bentonite clay, kind of mix it half and half, and that's what I brush my teeth with. And what it does is it captures any toxins and it remineralizes. The clay remineralizes your teeth. So that's what I brush my teeth with. I don't consume any sugar because when you look at what these sugars and these wheats, what they do, especially table sugar, it turns into an acid in your mouth and eats away at your teeth. And that's sugars in general. Even the fruit sugars do that. So what you do after you eat, you need to rinse your mouth out if you can. If you could brush your teeth, brush them. Most of the time I can't, so I rinse my mouth out with water if I can. See, my job that I've been working, a lot of times you're out there in the field and sometimes you don't have access to running water and stuff like that. That's convenient, at least. Anyway, I hope I answered your question there. Somebody said, I have stage 5 kidney disease. Your kickstart your kidney work. Now you're gonna have to talk to me. But what I would tell you is immediately go on an all fruit diet, nothing but grapes for you. That's what I would do if I had that. I didn't know you could have. I didn't know there was a stage 5. You know, but you're eating a lot of protein. A lot. You're consuming a lot of protein and a lot of grain. Okay. Shane, you ain't gonna cut that point off there? Okay. Hey, it's your workbench. Okay. Let's see. Irritable bowel syndrome. Again, when you cut the grain out, your bowels won't be irritable anymore. You'll have HBS, happy bowel syndrome. You'll be like, okay. So yeah, that's how that works there. Yeah. So look, check this out. When you're consuming, when you say you do a mono fast on fruits, okay. And let me say this: if you really want to, for the irritable bowel syndrome, you should go on a juice fast. Either juice grapes or oranges or watermelon. Do that. Try to do that for 3 days or as long as you can, for a week if you can. You know what I'm saying? And if you do that, your digestion won't even be activated. And you'll just be bringing in pure nutrients. That's a little more extreme. And that I'd only do that if my health was good. You know, if you know your health is in a decent place, you know? But yeah. So LaRon, man, yeah, you need to send me an email. The spiritualcombat.org. Just contact me somehow. Put your email in the comments. Not in the chat, in the comments on the video. And if you got more questions. So yeah. But anyway, let's see. Okay, she said thanks so much. All right. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna wrap it up. Me and Brother Shannon got some work to do out here. And then I got the dreaded paperwork to do after that. I'm gonna work with Shannon out here. I'm gonna eat my breakfast or my brunch, take a nap, and then I'm gonna do my dreaded paperwork. All right, somebody said check out potassium. Your body may be depleted, or it helps to heal your kidneys and liver. Yeah, you want to always start with them kidneys because that's how you get the waste out of the body. And once the waste is out of your body can start healing. So yeah, y'all. But anyway, with that said, I'm Michael Israel. You watching Spiritual Combat. Shalom, shalom, y'all.